We are going to see the practical of soil science 353, estimation of available nitrogen in soil by alkaline permanganate method. Okay, so let's start with this. Any problem regarding voice, any problem or anything you have any problem, students, so you should contact me with the chat box. You can message me on a chat box. If you are not understanding me, then you should contact me. तुम्ही मला contact करू शकता. Okay, chat box वरती तुम्ही message टाकू शकता. So everyone is requested to mute themselves from mute themselves. Am I audible to all students? Just wave your hand in a chat box. Am I audible to all? Am I audible to all students? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So we start with this practical. But before this, sir has some basic practicals like first practical and principles of application like spectrophotometer, then principle and application of flame photometer. Okay, then atomic absorption spectrophotometer. So this is the analysis part, and it's most important part of a soil science in soil analysis. So soil analysis, soil testing, soil analysis is a soil analysis. Yes. Just a minute.
कितने अरमान मान 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 जागते रे वासुते सोनी
गाणं म्हणायला लागले जानकी वास 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 गाणं म्हणायला लागले आणि काय
all day all night मुझे याद सताए तेरी है याद सताए तेरी
याद सताए तेरी
Pranali, mute yourself.
Yes,
Every students are requested to mute themselves.
Yeah.
Every students are requested to mute themselves. Until I'm not getting you clearance, I'm not going to start my practical. Okay. Okay, so now I will start my practical. So today we are going to see the analysis of nitrogen, as soil testing is the most important part to know about the soil. Okay, means कोणते न्यूट्रिएंट्स त्याच्यामध्ये प्रेझेंट आहेत, कोणत्या फॉर्म मध्ये आहे, ते आपल्याला जाणून घ्यायचं असेल तर सॉइल टेस्टिंग ती किती अमाउंट मध्ये आहे, कोणत्या फॉर्म मध्ये आहे. So it requires a soil analysis. Okay, soil analysis as well as plant analysis, fertilizer analysis. So we should know the efficiency of that soil. Okay, we should know the efficiency of that fertilizer, as well as how much the plant has taken up. Uptake of that plant is also known by this analysis. So basically, determination of all these nutrient, it requires it has different methods. Like for soil analysis there is a different techniques, different method. For plant analysis, for fertilizer analysis, there is a different methods, but the instrument used are the same. Like phosphorus is determined by, yes, phosphorus is determined by spectrophotometer, UV spectrophotometer. Okay, then on flame photometer we use we determine potassium. Okay, but it requires some of the extractants. For plant we need extractant. Okay, for soil we need to extract from the soil. So it has different, it has various methods to determine the nutrient from a soil, plant, as well as fertilizer. So why the analysis is most important? Why the analysis is most important? So I would like to say this. You should also answer me. Anyone, why soil analysis is the most important part? Today we should know the status of our, means the status of our soil fertility status is the most important part that we should know the status of our soil. Yes, anyone?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
to recover or complete the requirement of soil nutrient.
सॉइल न्यूट्रिएंट मीन्स अनालिसिस, आपण अनालिसिस जे करणार आहे ते का महत्वाचं आहे? एनीवन? तू थोडस जवळ आहेस. I required a two-way communications with you all, so please participate with this. I know it's too time, but this is also most important part of soil science and agricultural chemistry, and it is a basic and other competitive point of view. You should be very clear with your analysis as well as soil chemistry. So estimation of available nitrogen is also one of the most important. So you should be aware, okay, and you should be attentive. Okay, so anyone of you can answer why soil testing and analysis is most important? She has told to know the soil fertility status. Okay, one. आणखीन काय सांगू शकाल? Okay, so soil testing is a most important part because we should know the form of available nutrient in a soil. Okay, whether it is whether nutrient is going to be taken by a plant, nutrient should be available in that form. Okay, so plant is not going to absorb in organic form. It should be break down, it should be converted, it should be weaken the plant. So the status of the soil fertility is determined after analysis, after knowing the pH of the soil. Okay, before that means fertilizer also, how much fertilizer, how much amount of fertilizer is going to be applied is also determined by soil analysis. Okay, today today there is a most important problem we are facing is the fertilizer shortages. Okay, so नायट्रोजन फर्टिलायझर मध्ये न्यूज पण आली होती, शॉर्टेज आहे. ओके, बट तरी सुद्धा नायट्रोजनची स्टेटस आपल्या सॉइल मध्ये तेवढं सॉइल मध्ये द्यावं लागणार आहे का आपल्याला, किंवा त्याच्यापेक्षा आपल्याला तेवढं सॉइलला लागणार आहे का, किंवा सॉइल मध्ये आपल्याला किती अप्लाय करावं लागणार. ऑफकोर्स देर इज अ रिकमेंडेशन डोसेस, बट इट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू गिव्ह. सो वी शुड नो द प्रेझेंट स्टेटस ऑफ अ सॉइल, and by analysis we are going to know this. Okay, so this is a practical, and this is a most important practical from this semester, estimation of available nitrogen in a soil by alkaline permanganate method. Okay, so available, I'm going to clear a concept about the available nitrogen and total nitrogen, the difference between the available nitrogen and total nitrogen. So anyone of you know about available nitrogen, total nitrogen? So first, nitrogen is a macronutrient. Nitrogen is a macronutrient. Which are those macronutrients? Those are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Then secondary nutrients are calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Okay, there's another micronutrients. They are zinc, copper. Yes, you have learned about this classification. Manganese, these all are the nutrients which are available in a soil, but in which form, or in which form it is available, it should be known, and that's why we are going to analyze this, or we are going to determine by these methods. So first of all, I would like to clear what is mean by available nitrogen. Available nitrogen is the mineral form of nitrogen which is available in soil after mineralization of organically bond material or organic material. म्हणजे काय की अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन मीन्स जेव्हा सॉइल मध्ये मिनरलायझेशनची प्रोसिजर होते. व्हॉट इज मीन बाय मिनरलायझेशन? मिनरलायझेशन इज नथिंग बट अ conversion of organic compound into inorganic form, and this inorganic form is going to be absorbed, or it is going to be absorbed by a plant, and this is known as the available nutrient or available nitrogen. Means not only nitrogen, there are also other nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. And what is mean by total nitrogen? Total nitrogen which is present either any form release after acid digestion. ऍसिड डायजेशन म्हणजे काय की ज्याच्यामध्ये ट्रायसिड्स मधून आपण काय करणार आहे, त्यांना ट्रायसिड्स मधून एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट करणार आहे, आणि टोटल नायट्रोजन हे प्लांट मधून अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन आपण सॉइल मधून अनालिसिस करतो. ओके, सो दिस इज द डिफरन्स बिटवीन अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन अँड टोटल नायट्रोजन. सो अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन समजला असेल, अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन विच इज गोइंग टू बी अवेलेबल आफ्टर मिनरलायझेशन इन अ सॉइल. Okay, and these nutrient is going to be absorbed by the plant. And most important, available nitrogen or available nutrient is it is combined with the organic matter. म्हणजे तो इंडिव्हिज्युअल नसतो, इट इज कंबाईन विथ अ ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर. त्याच्याबरोबर ऑर्गॅनिक फॉर्म मटेरियल त्याच्यामध्ये असणार आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये ह्युमस कॉम्प्लेक्स असू शकतात. सो दिस इज द अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन. It may be it is it may be with also clay mineral. It also contain a clay minerals, other clay minerals like kaolinites, montmorillonite. These minerals are also come under the available nitrogen, and in total nitrogen, only nitrogen going to be extract. This is the difference between the available nitrogen and a total nitrogen. So we should now going to start this estimation of available nitrogen in soil by alkaline permanganate method, by which is given by Subha and Ashija in 1956. Okay, so alkaline permanganate method is used basically for determination. Another forms are another methods are also there for analysis of nitrogen, but this is a method which we are using in laboratory to analyze the nitrogen from a soil. So that's why here we have given that is available nitrogen in a soil, and available nitrogen is estimated by the alkaline permanganate method. So let's start with this. First of all, we should see the principle. The organic matter in a soil is oxidized by KMnO4. KMnO4 is nothing but a potassium permanganate in presence of NaOH, which is in alkaline condition. The ammonia released. Now, first of all, available nitrogens are in which form? First basic question, available nitrogen is in which form? That is NH4, okay, NO3. NO3 is nothing but anyone? NO2, NH3, NH4. NH4 is nothing but ammonia. Okay. NO2 is nothing but a nitrite. Okay. So during mineralization, during mobilization, there is a conversion of this protein amides form into ammonia. Okay. And this process we had seen, we are going to see this in nitrogen chemistry. So by this method, alkaline permanganate method, we are going to analyze, or we are going to see the amount of ammonia released. Okay, ammonia, we are going to calculate the ammonia percent in a soil, ammonium amount, or we are going to calculate the ammonium percent present in a soil. So the organic matter in a soil is oxidized by KMnO4 in presence of NaOH. NaOH is nothing but alkaline chemical, and the ammonia released during the oxidation is absorbed in boric acid to convert the ammonia to ammonium borate. So first of all, you should know while analysis, we should know the basic principle of a basic principle of that determination. प्रिन्सिपल काय सांगते की थोडक्यात आपल्याला ते कसं करायचंय आणि त्याच्यामध्ये नेमकं काय होणार आहे की आपण कोणतं केमिकल वापरतोय आणि ते केमिकल वापरून आपल्याला काय त्याच्यामधून मिळणार आहे. तर प्रिन्सिपल मध्ये बेसिकली काय सांगितलं की अमोनियम बोरेट फॉर्म किती आपण 1 ग्रॅम सॉइल मधून किंवा 1 So here the ratio I'm going to see, I'm going to show you later, that is 1 ग्रॅम सॉइल मधून आपल्याला किती अमोनियम पर्सेंट मिळणार आहे हे डिटरमाइन करण्यासाठी आपल्याला हेच अशा पद्धतीचं काय करायला लागणार आहे, हीच मेथड आपल्याला फॉलो करणार आहे, विच इज गिवन बाय सुभा अँड अशेजा. ओके, सो here ammonia which is released during oxidation process is going to absorb by a boric acid, and ammonia is going to convert into a ammonium borate form, and the ammonium borate form is titrated. Again, this ammonium borate is going to titrate it with H2SO4, and the volume of H2SO4 required for the reaction with the ammonium borate, the nitrogen is calculated. NH4 with the form of borate is going to be determined by this. Yes, any chat box मध्ये काही problem? To know the NPK content in a soil, okay, nitric oxide, okay, we will see that. These questions, the questions in the chat box, I'm going to discuss. Any problem you have, you contact with me with the chat by sending me message in a chat box. Otherwise we will see later. Okay, so now this is the principle. So principle is a basic. Here organic matter, of course available nitrogen म्हटल्यानंतर त्याच्याबरोबर काय आलं, organic matter आलं. त्यामुळे organic matter पहिला oxidize करून घेतलंय by using KMNO4 in presence of alkaline NaOH. ओके, NaOH काय करणार आहे की ह्याच्यामध्ये जे pH जे रोल आहे ते मेंटेन, pH रोल जे आहे ते मेंटेन करायचं काम NaOH करणार आहे. The ammonia released during this oxidation is absorbed in boric acid to convert the ammonia to ammonium borate form, and this ammonium borate form and the volume of ammonium borate is determined by titrating it with H2SO4. Okay, so this is the basic and the simple principle of a nitrogen, available nitrogen analysis. We are going to available nitrogen. We are not finding our total nitrogen or only nitrogen. We are determining available nitrogen, which is we are going to analyze by taking a soil. Okay, so these are the reagent. The potassium permanganate KMNO4 of 0.32%. Now these practical, I'm going to repeat it again by showing you how this nitrogen, available nitrogen is determined. Okay, by using this Jindal flask, this instrument. I will show you this instrument. Okay, this is the, we can say also a Jindal. This is a Jindal unit. I'm going to show you this after next practical. In next practical, we are going to conduct this. I'm going to conduct this. I'm going to rehearsal it, and I'm going to show you this video how the nitrogen is determined, because this is the most important part of soil chemistry. You should know how these chemicals all prepared. Okay, means how to prepare. What is mean by 0.32%? What is mean by 1%? Okay, you should know this equation. This is the most important part, and accuracy in this chemical is also a most important thing. So potassium permanganate KMNO4 of 0.32% is required. Then sodium hydroxide NaOH 2.5% is required. Then boric acid H3BO3 2%. Then mixed indicator, most important. During these analysis, every determination there is having an indicator. You should know these indicator. These indicator, every determination there are the indicators. So what is the role of indicator in a? What is the role of indicator? Anyone know that? Yes, हे मी आधीही सांगितलं होतं की इंडिकेटरचं काय रोल आहे. what these indicators, what are those indicators, what these indicators do? Anyone? Yes, one should unmute themselves and answer me, so I should go further. Yes, anybody know what do many time I have told you all those. त्यावेळेस पण मी सांगितलं होतं की इंडिकेटरचे काय रोल असतात. प्रत्येक डिटर्मिनेशन मध्ये इंडिकेटर हा महत्वाचं काम दर्शवत असतो. इंडिकेटर्स आर द पीएच कंट्रोलर. ओके, म्हणजे काय करतात की पीएच चेंज करायचं काम हे इंडिकेटर करत असतात. म्हणून आपल्या टायट्रेशन मध्ये एंड पॉइंटला एकतर कलरलेस सोल्युशन येतं किंवा कलर येतो. तो कलर कोणता आहे आणि ते कलर किती व्हॉल्यूमला आलेला आहे. ओके, इंडिकेटर्स आर द पीएच, म्हणजे पीएच बॅलन्स करायचं काम करत असतात इंडिकेटर. त्यामुळे आपल्याला कोणतं इंडिकेटर आपण त्याच्यामध्ये टाकतोय आणि आपल्याला कोणतं रिएक्शन मिळणार आहे ते आपल्याला काय करणार आहे समजणार आहे. दॅट्स वाय वी आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस इंडिकेटर इन डिटर्मिनेशन ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट. ओके, म्हणजे बेस्ड ऑन प्रिन्सिपल की कोणती रिएक्शन आपल्याला कोणत्यामध्ये कन्वर्ट करायचं, म्हणजे ऍसिडिक आहे, बेसिक आहे. ओके, मग आपल्याला अल्कलाईन मध्ये त्याचं प्रोडक्ट मिळणार आहे का. सो वी शुड नो बेस्ड ऑन द रिएक्शन, बेस्ड ऑन द प्रोडक्ट वी आर गोइंग टू फिक्स दिस इंडिकेटर. म्हणजे हे इंडिकेटर त्याच्यावरती डिसाइड होतात. ओके, सो इन दिस फॉर नायट्रोजन अनालिसिस most important mixed indicator is used with bromo green plus methyl red. Bromocerol green plus methyl red mixed indicator is used for analysis of available nitrogen. So I'm going to discuss each and every role of these reagents in during the प्रोसिजर. ओके, आज फक्त तुमचं थिओरॉटिकल पार्ट मी घेणार आहे, तोही तुम्हाला कितपत समजेल काय म्हणजे हे होणार नाही आज थोडस. तर आपण बघायचंय जेव्हा तुम्हाला मी हे थिओरॉटिकली करून दाखवेन काही अनालिसिस, तेव्हा तुम्हाला हे पूर्णपणे क्लिअर होऊन जाईल. बट यू शुड नाव in this lecture you should know the role, at least role and the principle of this of this analysis. ओके, आणि त्याच्यात महत्वाचं मी पहिलं सांगितलेलं अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन आणि टोटल नायट्रोजन म्हणजे काय. ओके, सो त्याच्यानंतर वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन. सो व्हॉट इज डिफरन्स बिटवीन बोरिक ऍसिड अँड वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन. ओके, सो ज्यावेळेस तुम्ही प्रॅक्टिकल मध्ये असता त्यावेळेस आपण हे सोल्युशन्स करतो. तर त्याच्यामध्ये 1 नॉर्मल सोल्युशन, ओके, 2 नॉर्मल सोल्युशन आपण जेव्हा प्रिपेअर करतो, स्टँडर्ड सोल्युशन जेव्हा आपण प्रिपेअर करतो, तर स्टँडर्ड सोल्युशन मधून आपण थोडं सोल्युशन बाजूला काढून दुसरं म्हणजे गिव्हन नॉर्मॅलिटीचं सोल्युशन आपण तयार करतो. तर हे कशासाठी आहे, तर we should balance that reaction. That's why we are going to prepare first standard and then some of the normality solutions. So working boric acid solution is same like that. म्हणजे काय, जे बोरिक ऍसिड आणि मिक्स्ड इंडिकेटर तयार करून जेव्हा तुम्ही जे सोल्युशन घेणार त्याला आपण वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन. सी द प्रोसिजर ऑफ वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन. Add 20 ml of mixed indicator to 1 liter of 2% boric acid solution and adjust the pH to 5. Okay, see here is also a pH. Mixed indicator is used at about 20 ml and 1 liter of 2% boric acid solution is used in this. For maintaining the pH, here 0.1 normal so NaOH is used. Okay, so last you will get a solution of reddish purple color. Okay, reddish purple color or wine red color. So it's the most favorite color of it's look very beautiful as a reddish purple red wine color. So this is a working boric acid solution which we are going to use for extracting the ammonia during distillation. Okay, this solution is going to be used while distillation process. Then next is the standard sulfuric acid, of course H2SO4, that is of 0.02 normal, which is used for titrating that distillate. Okay, which we are going to collect into a conical flask, is going to titrate against standard sulfuric acid that is of 0.02 normal. Wait a minute, students. Okay. So next is a liquid paraffin and glass beads are also used. So let's know the roles of this reagent which we are going to use for the determination. First is a potassium permanganate. What is going to do this? Potassium permanganate काय करणार आहे? तर ऑफकोर्स मी पहिल्यांदाच सांगितलं की अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन इज विथ ऑर्गेनिक मीन्स त्याच्यामध्ये काय असणार आहे ऑर्गेनिक कंपाऊंड असू शकतं त्याच्यामध्ये ऑर्गेनिक मॅटर असू शकतं ओके क्ले मिनरल्स बाकीचे काही त्याच्यामध्ये फॉर्म मध्ये असतात त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो अवेलेबल नायट्रोजन ओके पण त्याच्यातून आपल्याला काय करायचं नुसतं नायट्रोजन घ्यायचे त्यासाठी आपल्याला जो ऑर्गेनिक मॅटर आहे किंवा तो ऑर्गेनिक कंपाऊंड आहे तो आपल्याला काय करायचा आहे वॅनिश करायचं ऑक्सिडाइज करायचं आहे आणि त्यासाठी आपण KMnO4 सो KMnO4 इज अन ऑक्सिडाइज नेक्स्ट इज NaOH मगाशी सांगितलं की दिस इज गोइंग टू बॅलन्स द pH ड्युरिंग डिस्टिलेशन प्रोसेस ओके जेव्हा आपण डिस्टिलेशन साठी सॉइल डिस्टिलेशन युनिट मध्ये जेव्हा हे करू त्यावेळेस त्याचं pH मेंटेन करण्याचं काम कोण करते सोडियम हायड्रॉक्साइड which is of 2.5%. Okay. Next, boric acid. At the boric acid, it's a formula H3BO3. So on page here, yes, down here, I'm going to show you the reaction. Yeah. So see the fifth reaction here. After releasing ammonia, after releasing of ammonia, okay, from that distillation, H3BO3 plus 3NH4OH. Okay. Fifth reaction, H3BO3 plus 3NH4OH. Here, yes, H3 is going to be, yes, H3BO3 plus 3NH4OH. NH4OH. Here, it's ammonia. It is which is hydroxide form. Okay, OH group is going to be removed, and NH4 3BO3. Okay, is nothing but a ammonium borate is going to form. So boric acid, the role of boric acid is to absorb ammonium, okay, and to form a ammonium borate. So which is the absorbent used here is boric acid. Okay, the next is a mixed indicator, which is of bromocerol green plus methyl red. Of course, you will not. I would like to show you this bromocerol green methyl red mixed indicator during the process. During the analysis, I'm going to play this analysis here without you. Students are not here, so I'm going to determine the nitrogen from a given sample so that you will understand how this chemical looks. So potassium permanganate आधी तुम्ही बघितलं असणार आहे. Anybody know the color of that potassium permanganate? Anyone student? Yes, आपण 12th standard मध्ये पण बघितलेलं आहे, आपण analysis केलेलं आहे, titration केलेलं आहे. Potassium permanganate is colorless or colorful? And which color is this chemical? Anyone? Of course, sodium hydroxide is colorless. Yes. Potassium permanganate, violet purple. Good. Yes, yes. Of course, you are active, and I'm really thankful for you all that you are listening. Okay. I'm getting purple, violet purple. You are knowing this. Okay. Of course, I'm going to show you. Here is not going to be. Of course, I'm going to show you all this. Today was the day, but I didn't get a time for preparing all this chemical reagent. So on Monday, whenever you have a next practical, I'm going to rehearsal this, I'm going to video out, and I'm going to show this. Okay, so boric acid is also a colorless solution, which and boric acid is going to work as an absorbent. Okay, then mix indicator bromocerol green plus methyl red, which gives a red wine color in working boric acid solution. Working boric acid solution is the ratio. Okay, boric acid plus mix indicator. Of course, I have told you what is the role of indicator. इंडिकेटर इज द पीएच. म्हणजे काय की तो पीएच बॅलन्स करतो आणि पीएच बॅलन्स केल्यानंतर आपल्याला काय करणार आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये जो कलर तयार होणार आहे रिएक्शन्स मध्ये, तो कलर तुम्हाला म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये जो रिझल्ट दिसणार आहे तो कशामुळे आहे, जेव्हा तुम्ही इंडिकेटर टाकता त्यावेळेस तुम्हाला त्याच्यामध्ये काय दिसतं, रिझल्ट दिसत असतात. ओके, सो वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन ऑफकोर्स इट हॅज अन इंडिकेटर प्लस boric acid solution. Next, after the ammonia, after the collection of this distillate in a conical flask of 50 or 100 ml conical flask, this solution is going to collect up to 100 ml in a conical flask. Okay, and this 100 ml solution is going to be titrate with a standard sulfuric acid H2SO4 of 0.02 normal. Of course, now 0.32%, what is mean by one normal solution, what is mean by normality, okay, what is mean by standard solution, each and every concept is the most important one. Okay, if this concentration is disturbed, then your analysis is going to be not complete, or this analysis will be give you a wrong calculation. So these concentrations are most important. So 2%, 2.5%, it's not a value, it's a concentration. And how to prepare this concentration, I'm going to give you an equation. Okay, I'm going to show you this equation, how to calculate how to prepare one normal solution. Everyone, of course, before this, when you are physically you are preparing this solution in a laboratory, I have showed you before this, I have showed you how to prepare one normal solution, how much amount of chemical is going to be taken in 1000 liter ml तुम्ही जर असं इमॅजिन करा की व्हॉल्युमेट्रिक फ्लास्क कसं असणार आहे. ओके, त्याच्यानंतर कोनिकल फ्लास्क, ऑफकोर्स सगळ्यांना कोनिकल फ्लास्क पण नजरेसमोर आणा. आता ऑफकोर्स याच्यामध्ये मला तुम्हाला दाखवता येत नाहीये खाली, तर हे असं युनिट सिम्पली ओके केजेंडाल. आता व्हॉल्युमेट्रिक फ्लास्क आणि राउंड बॉटल फ्लास्क, here round bottle flask is used, okay, and volumetric flask there is a round bottle but it is a flat at a place. So this is the difference between volumetric flask and round bottle flask. So round bottle flask is used for this this analysis. Okay, so here you will see here digestion flask is also said. So you can say digestion flask, you can say round bottom flask. Okay, then this is a condenser. So conical flask is here. You know all these instruments, all this glassware you have seen already in a lab. Okay, you have handled it and it's not so this is a simple diagram. Okay, this is a simple diagram of Kjendal distillation unit, and of course in our lab there is also of blue color, and we are going to conduct this and I'm going to show you how this work. So last, liquid paraffin and glass beads, why these are used in this. So when you will see this reaction, okay, come again on a reaction, first reaction, second reaction, are you visible? So this is the exo or endothermic reaction. You will see here. Wait. Okay. When you will see this, it's a exothermic reaction where the heat is evolved out, okay, and oxygen is also released in this, and during this reaction, means it's exothermics, as it evolving out the oxygen in a form of heat, okay. So due to this, there is a frothing in a liquid, okay. During boiling this solution in a flask, there is a frothing, and to avoid this frothing, we are going to use a glass bead as well as liquid paraffin in a solution. Now see the procedure. Now we will see the procedure, then you will understand the reagent we are used in this. First, weight of 20-gram solution, transfer it into distillation flask. Of course, round bottom flask में वरती लिहिलेलं आहे of 1000 ml. Here in our laboratory, we are going to use 500 ml of round bottom flask, okay, which is we can also say as a distillation round bottom flask, okay. Here 20 gram of soil is taken first, then next step is add it to 20 ml distilled water with the help of jet in such a way that particle of a soil does not remain or stuck to the sides of a flask. Now just imagine that you are doing this procedure in front of me. I'm showing you, and just imagine that there is a round bottom flask in my hand. I had installed that unit which is in blue color. Have you seen before this? Everyone know this blue color instrument which is seen in laboratory, and that I'm installing. Okay, just imagine. So you can clear this practical. Then I had taken that round bottom flask, distillation round bottom flask of 1000 ml, and I had put on that burner which is of blue color. Then 20 gram of soil I had transferred in this. Of course, after washing that round bottom flask, it will be a wet or it will be moist, so it will be stuck. So adding 20 ml of distilled water with the help of jet. Of course, there is a jet above this round bottom flask. By using this, we are pouring this 20 ml of distilled water so that all soil particle which are sticks to a neck of that flask is going to wash out in a bottom flask, okay. Then add of 2 to 3 glass beads to prevent a bumping, and 1 ml of liquid paraffin to prevent a frothing, okay. So here you will see, here you are going to see this reason why we are adding a glass bead as well as a liquid paraffin. The next, we are going to add 100 ml of potassium permanganate. Of course, it is of red color. Potassium permanganate is of red color. No, it's of violet. I had asked before this also. I'm just watching the. Are you there? Someone is unmute. Roll number 1. Roll number 1 is unmute. So please mute yourself. Roll number 1, mute yourself. Okay. So add 100 ml of potassium permanganate of 0.32%, 100 ml of sodium hydroxide solution of 2.5% to a flask. After adding 2 to 3 glass beads and paraffin wax, we are going to add 100 ml of potassium permanganate as well as 100 ml of sodium hydroxide solution. Now we are going to stop this flask. Yes, someone is unmute. They're disturbing me. Okay, thank you. Then after adding this potassium permanganate, and sodium hydroxide. Of course, I have told you before the role of potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate is going to work as an oxidizer, and NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, is going to, it will lower the pH or it will increase the pH. Yes, this is a question to my student, whether NaOH will increase the pH or decrease the pH. Anyone? You can speak out or you can send me a message in a chat box. Yes, NaOH will increase or decrease the pH. Yes, one had showed me 85 roll number. Yes, it is increasing. pH is going to be increased. Okay, why it is going to be increased? Okay, increase pH above 7. Okay, means we can say it is an alkaline reaction. Can we say it's an alkaline reaction or it's acidic reaction? Of course, see, we are going to titrate this content with the standard H2SO4. And of course, this reaction is an exothermic. Yes, you are right. Yes, ma'am, alkaline reaction 85. Yes, good. You are active and I'm really thankful for answering me. Of course, this is an NaOH is going to raise the pH, and after collecting a distillate, again this pH is going to be raised somewhat, and again it is going to be lowered by titrating, and then you are going to get a color. Let's see which color we are going to see. Now we are at half of the procedure. Stop the flask immediately and start the distillation unit. Of course, I had switch on the button, and there is a distillation. Okay, distillation process is starting. Of course, it requires a time. It requires a time when there is a heating, when there is a boiling of the content, which contain a soil, is going to be after starting heating, the vapor is going to be convert into a liquid form which contain ammonia. Okay, NH4, which is contain ammonia, which is ammonium hydroxide. Okay, which contain a hydroxyl group. Okay, and after hydrated ammonia is going to be condensed. Okay, cool down and going to be collected into a conical flask. A tip of condenser should be dipped in 20 ml of boric acid solution. Of course, here boric acid solution, that said boric acid solution, it is not an boric acid solution, it is an working boric acid solution. Okay, which is of 20 ml, and it is kept in a conical flask. Okay, of 100 ml. Here in bracket they had wrote there, right, with mixed indicator, but it is a working boric acid solution. Okay, in a picker, on heating, ammonia will be liberated, which will be absorbed in a boric acid. The original wine red or pink red color turns into green with the absorption of ammonia. Okay, so जे वर्किंग बोरिक ऍसिड सोल्युशन आहे ते कोणत्या कलरचं असणार आहे? इट इज इन रेड वाईन और अ पिंक रेड कलर. ओके, म्हणजे इट्स लुक लाईक orange color. Okay, and this working boric acid solution is, after absorbing the ammonia, it going to turn into a green. Okay, this is the reaction here. After absorbing ammonia, it going to turn into green. Okay, so see, the working boric acid solution आहे ते कुठल्या रंगाचं आहे? It is in red wine color, and after absorbing the boric acid, after absorbing the ammonia, it going to turn into green color. Okay, so collect nearly 100 ml of distillate in about 30 minutes and titrate this contain or the solution with 0.02 normal. 0.02 normal. Who is this? 27. Okay, I will see you later. With 0.02 normal H2SO4 till the color color. Okay, and record this burette reading, and of course run a blank. What is mean by blank? Anyone? Anyone? What is mean by blank? How to blank reading with soil adding in it? Okay, thank you. Without soil taking in it. So we are going to see a blank blank solution also, which is without sample. Okay, so here is the reaction after during this conduction. I'm going to explain all this. Now observation which we are going to record here is a weight of soil sample taken 20 gram, volume of standard H2SO4 required for a titration first reading X, and volume of H2SO4 required for a blank reading. Okay, it's a YML. Then normality here H2SO4 is 0.02 normal. So this is the practical which we are. This is a rough practical, by the way. I've not given you all those things. So see this questionnaires. Are you visible? See these questions. What do you mean by available nitrogen in a soil? First, I have cleared this. By the way, you're visible in this, and roll number 27. Okay. Yes, first answer me this question. I'm going to stop this practical, but you should answer me. So here is the rating for soil available nitrogen. Very low, it's less than 140 kg nitrogen per hectare. Very low. Then can you tell me the status of Indian soil status of nitrogen? Anyone? Whether it is a very low, low, medium, moderate, high, high, very high. Anyone know? This is a general question for you all. Just answer me. I will leave this. Anyone? What is the present status of available nitrogen in the soil of Indian soil? It's a very low or medium. Anyone? Very low. Who is this? 47. Okay. Yes. Any question? Medium. Is this 43? Don't answer me like this. Just present status. I'm asking about present status. Yes, it's low. त्यामुळेच आपण रिकमेंडेशन, प्रत्येक रिकमेंडेशन मध्ये आपण काय देतो? नायट्रोजन हा देतोच. ओके, बिकॉज ती नायट्रोजन जो आहे, so you should know why we are applying the nitrogen doses in a soil. Okay, so present status means available nitrogen of our India, it's a low. Okay, and here due to immobilization, okay, due to denitrification, all these drawbacks, the utilization of nitrogen is high, not only by the plant but also the microbes. That's why we need nitrogen to be applied. That's why we are recommending a doses of nitrogen for crop system. Okay, का आपण नायट्रोजन का देतो? तर याच्या मागचं कारण असं आहे की नायट्रोजन हा मेजरली रिक्वायर्ड कोणासाठी आहे? फक्त प्लांट साठीच नाही, तर तो मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स बाकीचे सुद्धा त्याच्यामध्ये जे त्यांचा लाईफ सायकल साठी जे रिक्वायर्ड आहे ते म्हणजे नायट्रोजन, आणि त्यासाठी आपल्याला तो डोस द्यायला लागतो. आणि ऑफकोर्स आपल्या सॉइलचं स्टेटस हे नायट्रोजन साठी हे लो आहे, त्यामुळे आपल्याला हा डिटरमाइन करून त्याचे डोसेस सुद्धा आपल्याला द्यावे लागतात. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. So these are the question which we are going to see and you are going to answer me, and this is these questions are going to be written on a page, and this is the assignment for you. Okay, you are going to conduct this question, and I think so I have explained you all this question. So any doubt in this question, you will contact me for this, and you will see. These are the reference book. So